Welcome to PK Woodworking, and I wanted to say that I think this is the 6th video that has something to do with my new SCM saw, my SI3 sliding table saw. And the reason why I'm doing this kind of after the fact is because this particular accessory that I ordered with the saw came after the fact. We kind of knew it was gonna be because of production or whatever, so I really couldn't talk about it until now. So now I get to talk about it. Well, what is it? This is a parallel fence guide. It's digital, and you spend a little time with it to zero it to the saw blade. And then as you move this, it can tell you the distance here in either inches or millimeters, however you want it. But it tells you the distance from here to the fence, to the blade. Well, what does this do, Paul? Okay, so this is sold by other people also. Felder makes one for their saw. It's not digital, it's analog. SCM makes an analog one for this saw, and then a digital one for this saw. I do not know if they make them for their other saws, but I know for sure they work for the Class and the Law Invincible because they're specifically built with this casting here that's made to fit into the side of the sliding table. And it's really beefy, and I'll show you a party trick it does at the end. Okay, so why do you need it? Well, if you're wanting to really use a sliding table the way that it was meant to be used, most of the time you want to rip from on this side of the blade instead of using the actual rip fence on the other side. Sounds semi-counterintuitive, but the reality is that even though that's a super long rip fence at 5 feet, it still isn't the full length. And so if you had a hockey stick that you were ripping, it's possible that even with a 5-foot long fence that you would still end up with a hockey stick at the end. Secondarily, when you're ripping something through the actual saw, you have a tendency to not be able to hold it perfectly up against the fence. And so it's possible that even it can pop away from the fence, and then you don't have, no longer a straight ripped side. So the goal of doing this on a sliding table table saw is that you would clamp the piece of wood down on both sides, front and back. You'd rip a straight edge on it, and then you flip it around, use this in combination with that, and then now you can get a parallel like ripped piece of wood that's like captive on the saw, so it can't kind of get out of skew and give you something that's not perfectly parallel. It also gives you the ability to create tapers, because you could set that, for instance, for 100 millimeters, and you could set this for 200 millimeters, and then you could have whatever kind of size you wanted. Now, I also wanted to call out one thing, is that I think this one has a much bigger range than the other competitors out there, because this thing goes all the way to 1,075 millimeters. So that is probably double what my Lamb one that I had before was, and I know it's a couple of 100 millimeters bigger than what the Felder one is. You could realistically be ripping something like a sheet of plywood if you wanted to, that was over 2 feet wide, and this would handle it no problem. So what I want to do is go grab a piece of wood from outside really quick and give you guys kind of a demo of what this actually does and how you would use it. So hold on a second. Okay, I got a piece of mahogany. It's about 220 millimeters wide, 8.5 inches, whatever, wide. And let me show you from the other side that it's already got like an edge from the factory, but you can't trust them. So I'm gonna rip that edge off first, and I'll show you that. So I hope you can see, but maybe you can't, but the laser now is painting the line down here so that I know where to have the piece of wood at, and I think I'm pretty good. So I'm gonna push the piece of wood up against the crosscut fence, and then I'm gonna use this. So that now I've got the actual piece locked in, and ready to go. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip off this edge from the factory first. So let me get this going and we'll do it. So now I'm gonna take this away from the blade. Oh well, I'll do that too. Okay, so now I know that this edge is straight line ripped. If I put it straight down on here, no gaps, perfect. So now I flip it around to the other side. Now we gotta decide how wide we want this thing. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip this thing to 200 millimeters and see how accurate we are. And I'm gonna flip this around and rip it while it's on the actual slider. So hang on. Undo these two, back it up. There we go. Back it up. Now I'm going to put it back on here, and then we'll measure and see how close we are. Okay, so down here we're 200.07. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it any closer than that. And then here I am 199.7. So this is 0.3 of a millimeter off down here, which actually I need to fix in the saw itself. So not a big deal, just a couple of minutes of calibration. But as you can see, I mean, now with this tool right here, I didn't have to do any shenanigans, do any ripping or whatever. The stuff was all on this side. My fingers never got close to the blade, and it was really simple. So now I want to show you a party trick that it does. So party tricks, everybody's on board for a party trick. One, the cool thing about this is that there's a little knob down here at the bottom, and if you undo this knob right here, backward, then this whole thing slides out like so, the part that actually adjusts. And I'll set this over here for a second. And now you have a cast iron piece right here that's perfectly level with the actual surface of my slider. And then this arm that comes out here that can actually support stuff if you needed to support stuff, like if you're ripping something or whatever. So there's no reason really to take this off of the saw ever. You've got a butt bar here, and theoretically you could also use this as a butt bar if you wanted to too, but you basically got two things for one. And no one in the instructions anywhere that I saw on online stated that this came off like this so that you could use it for two functions, which is kind of fun. Secondarily, sorry SCM, you know I love you, but they don't even show this anywhere that I can find on a website anywhere. The only reason I found out about this is because I found out about it while I was ordering the saw. So I think there's something they could do there to make that a little easier to find. It's not cheap, don't get me wrong, it's not an inexpensive tool, but it's super accurate, and it seems like it's useful and really, really well made. So as usual, all the stuff that's on this saw. So I appreciate you for showing up again for another video. I know this is probably a lot quicker, but I just wanted to show you something else that makes the sliding table saw great, and also a cool part and feature of what I've got here for my SCM. See you on the next one.